If I look really tired and really drained, and if I sound really tired, it's because I'm still recovering from my first 24-hour stream that I did over on my Twitch channel. It was an amazing stream. It was my first 24-hour stream, and you guys made it so incredibly amazing that I just want to say thank you to everyone that participated and joined in to watch, whether it's for the whole stream or just part of it. You guys made it the best first 24-hour stream I could have possibly ever asked for. The love and support that you guys gave made it so easy to try and get through the full 24 hours that I think I'm going to be doing another one probably in the next month or so. So if you guys want to check that out, then be sure to drop into my Twitch channel, drop me a follow, and you'll be notified when I next do my next 24-hour stream. But this video is not about the stream. It's going to be about YouTube video editing. You're going to be doing a lot of editing when it comes to your YouTube videos, and if you're doing a lot of YouTube videos, you're going to be doing a lot of editing. So understanding the craft behind editing and the decision making behind certain edits and why you're doing certain things in the edit and what certain things can do for your video is very important. And while we're not going to cover every single video editing trick and tip inside of this video, we are going to cover a couple of the more important and more popular ones that you guys can start using right now in your YouTube videos. Some tricks that will help make your video pop, improve the overall pacing of your video, and ones that will maybe improve your efficiency at getting videos online. So with all that said and done, let's jump right in to some video editing tricks that you guys can start doing right now with your YouTube videos. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Sam, and if you guys are new here and you want to learn more about video editing and motion graphics design, then be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to ask any questions about the kind of things I'm going to be covering in this video, or if you have any questions about motion graphics design or video editing things in general, then be sure to follow me on Twitch. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The link is in the description below. Come check me out, hang out and chat, ask me any questions, and watch me play some video games and all that fun stuff. Generally speaking, when it comes down to it, the first time you get into video editing and making your own YouTube videos, your editing expertise and editing knowledge isn't that great. It takes time to get your head around, to learn the tool and to learn the basics of video editing, and video editing in general is a craft that takes time to learn and to learn effectively. But in this video, I have gathered a couple of tips that I think will improve your YouTube videos drastically, and the first tip on that list is punching in or cropping into your shots. This is a really simple and easy technique that you guys can start doing right now in your own YouTube videos, and you guys may have noticed me doing the same thing in my YouTube videos as well as this one. Punching in or cropping into your shot is a great way to add pace to your edit, as well as to make the frame a bit more visually exciting, especially if you're talking for long periods of time. Whenever I do it in my videos, I'm not actually using the lens or changing the focal length at all. I'm actually scaling inside of my video editing software to about 150% each time. Now, pretty much every single video editing software out there gives you the ability to do that kind of editing. You can do this if you shoot your videos in HD, but bear in mind, if you are going to be punching into a HD image, you are going to lose some quality. It works best if you shoot your videos in 4K like I do. You're working with a lot more real estate in a 4K image than you are with a 1080p image, which makes it easier to punch in without losing a lot of quality. So you can go from something this wide to something like this, where it's a little bit tighter on the frame. But this trick and technique is improved 10 times over if you do indeed have a second camera you would like to use inside of your YouTube videos. A good example of this is on my stream. I have a C920 that I use as a ceiling cam that I jump to as my starting soon and my BRoll back screen, as well as a secondary angle that I can cut to every now and then to add a bit of variety to the stream. Using that secondary camera angle or punching in to the shot really adds a lot of production value that you guys can start doing in your YouTube videos right now. Moving on to our next tip, it's an audio editing tip that I do an awful lot in my YouTube videos, and it's something that will help you guys improve the pacing and the overall flow of your audio inside of your YouTube videos. The technique is called a J and an L cut. For those of you that haven't been to film school and don't understand the different terms that go behind video editing, a J cut is where the audio comes before the next cut happens, and an L cut is when the video edit happens before the audio finishes. All you need to do is simply look on your timeline to see why these are called J and L cuts. Because basically the shape the video and audio make after the edit is completed looks like a J or an L. So when you're editing your video, a J cut looks something like this and an L cut looks something like that. I use this technique to keep the pace of the video up, as well as to remove any unnecessary silence, as well as to keep the audio flowing and sounding natural throughout the entire video. Start using that trick in your YouTube videos and you'll find the flow and the audio in your YouTube videos will sound and look much better. This next one is a really quick tip, but it's a really important one, and that is using B-roll effectively inside of your YouTube videos. B-roll, otherwise known as cutaways, is essentially cutting away from the main content of the timeline to another piece of content. Cutaways can be videos, graphics, animations, simply anything to cut away from the main timeline to add information or add context to a particular point you're explaining. A lot of YouTubers use this technique to demo features of a product they may be talking about in their videos and to demo the features whilst they're still talking about the product on the main timeline. Or you can do it the same way that I've been doing it by using motion graphics to add emphasis to certain points, like I did earlier with the 4K camera scaling and punching graphic I designed. Or you can do it the same way that I did in my tutorial videos, where I recorded a piece of camera and I also recorded the screen, and every so often I cut back to the camera and then cut back to the screen as a good way to break up things that I was explaining and demonstrating on screen, as well as to talk to you guys directly to emphasize certain points. In that context, I use the camera footage as B-roll rather than the screen recording because I wanted to talk to you guys directly. It's great to break up a stationary, stagnant shot similar to this and to add a bit more excitement, a bit more narrative to the piece that you're talking about. It can be overused, so be careful you're not just throwing B-roll in there for the sake of throwing B-roll in there. Think of B-roll and cutaways as a way to add information and to add extra points of emphasis to the things you're talking about during your video. Don't let it become a crutch when you want to just improve the pacing of a video for no particular reason. The next tip is one that I use an awful lot to speed up time when I'm actually editing, and that is editing to the waveform of the video. For those of you that don't know what a waveform is a printed representation of an audio signal that you guys can see in pretty much every single video editing software out there. When you look at an audio waveform, you can see the peaks and the valleys of your audio, which lets you be more specific when it comes to editing and taking out huge chunks of silence from your clips. If you record your videos like I do in super long takes and you need to edit it down super quickly, you can use the audio waveform to find where you need to edit and take out huge chunks of silence super easily. This is also a great technique if you've done an interview with somebody and you've given them a microphone and you just want to find the parts that they've answered the question that you've asked them. You can find it using the audio waveform, trim out everything else, and there you are just left with the answer that they've said. It's a great way to speed up and be more efficient when it comes to your video editing, and you guys can use it now instead of your YouTube videos to be a lot more efficient when it comes to putting your videos out there. And moving on to our last and final tip of the video, and that is something that I do an awful lot as a video editor, and that is using plugins and effects presets. One thing I love doing is using plugins and effects presets on my videos to save time when I'm editing. Saving effects presets is different between video editing software, but saving them for repeated tasks is a great way to speed up and be more efficient with your video editing tasks. Say for example, you can save an effects preset to punch in or crop into your camera by 150% and apply that to the edits that you need it to apply it to. It's going to save you a lot of time rather than going into the video and tweaking all of the settings individually each and every single time. Or even if you're working with audio and you want to add a compressor to your voice to make it sound fuller and richer, that's an option too. Save an effects preset with everything customized, save it, apply it, and there you have something that you can use for every single thing that you need to do. Saving effects presets as you go helps you speed things up and get things done quicker for repeated tasks like that. Also, don't be afraid to use templates and plugins from third-party developers and third-party providers. You don't have to make every single asset that goes into the production and editing of your videos. You can use things from a third-party developer or third-party plugin provider to help improve the quality of your video. And sure, while it's a good idea to eventually make things that you are going to be using in your videos on your own, it's not a bad idea to use things that get the job done that you are allowed to use inside of your videos. Focus on your content, and then when you get a bit extra time, bump the graphics up in your videos and do some animation work on the side. But as an example, for me, I use a lot of plugins from MotionVFX. They do some great stuff for Final Cut Pro and Motion, and if you guys want to check them out, the link is in the description to their website. I use a lot of stuff by them and I recommend them wholeheartedly for any stuff for Final Cut Pro, Motion and Premiere Pro. And that is pretty much everything, guys. If you've enjoyed the video and found it helpful or entertaining, then be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to see any more video editing tips and tricks videos, as well as motion graphics design tutorials. Also, if you have any questions about the things I mentioned in this video, you can ask me directly on Twitch. I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The link is in the description below. You can also check out our Discord. We have a fast and growing community there, where there's a lot of people on there that will help you guys with any questions you might have about the things that I mentioned in this video. And once again, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. And until next time, take care. Just phone. Moment of truth. Moment!